No. Hello, everybody. George Paredes here with the wonderful Miss Laura Kimball, Gator Lender, $1 million Books, having from New Jersey. We are doing another episode for Project Forward for one of our mentors, Pace Morby, who is a mentor in Sub 2 and also a leader in the Gator community as well. And so he does this Project Forward to help us just collaborate and learn from him, learn how to be able to make passive income through creating content for people, whether it's sub two student like myself or a Gator lender like Miss Laura Kimball. But yeah, this is my first time hosting, so I'm getting kind of nervous. So, Miss Laura, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
There's no need for you to be nervous, George. We're old friends now, right?
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yes, yes. So, as George said, my name is Laura Kimball, and I'm part of Pace Morby's Gator tribe. And I've been part of the tribe since February of this year. And I'm really enjoying learning a lot about what it means to be a Gator lender and what kind of deals to look for and what kind of deals really don't fall within the Gator, but maybe are more of a private money lender or private money partner type of deals. So just looking at continuing to educate myself about the world of lending.
Sweet man, that sounds interesting. Interesting, Miss Laura. May I ask, what got you into taking that leap into the lending world?
Back in 08, 09, when the housing bubble crashed, when the market crashed,
Mm-hmm.
I started reading Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And that's what really lit the light bulb for me
Okay.
for why it's important to become or learn about passive income and learn about being an entrepreneur. And so at that time, I ended up buying two small houses, and I renovated them both, and just small lipstick kind of rehabs, and put renters
Yes.
in those. And I did that for about a year, but at the same time, I had my own life issues going on. My own
Mm.
house was going into foreclosure.
Wow.
I was married at the time, and our business failed, and
Hmm.
got divorced, and moved from Florida up to New York or to the New Jersey area,
Okay.
and kind of walked away from real estate investing for a while. But um, I was busy commuting for my 9 to 5 job on the
Okay.
train, watching YouTube videos, and pops up Pace Morby's Gator lending promotional video. And I always knew that I wanted to get back into real estate investing because I feel the value is there. Their wealth, so many people's wealth was built on the backs of real estate.
Right.
So I knew I really wanted to get back into real estate investing. But I also, through my past experience, felt like it's probably not the right move for me to be a landlord again. Not that I had a terrible experience, it's just I
Mm.
had enough experience to think that maybe that's not quite the right path for me. But
Right.
instead, Pace Morby's video about being a Gator lender really sparked my my imagination and my fever for wanting to get back into being a real estate investor. And so the idea of putting money that I'm just saving in the bank that's
Right.
losing money through inflation, and the money is never valued as much tomorrow as it is today or
True.
as it was yesterday. So I've been able to save some money,
Okay.
and how do I put that money to work so I can make more money?
Uh,
Because at the end of the day, at some point I'm going to retire, and I
true.
didn't feel like my 9 to 5 job was allowing me to um, be able to retire comfortably.
Got it.
And so, learning how to lend money puts me back in control
Hmm.
of my money versus just saving a portion of my income and putting it in someone else's hands, like in the market. And we all know, George, that the market has just been up and down, and pretty much flat over the last few years.
Right.
And that really worries me. And
Mhm.
so it really lit a fire for me to learn,
Right.
how to be in a community where learning how to put my money to work. That really excites me. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Well, Laura, I know, like I said, we've been getting to know each other for about a month or so, but can you tell everybody that I believe you shared that proof of concept from Gator Lending? Obviously, you weren't the main person, but so can you tell everybody how that experience was for you for your first
Sure, sure.
deal?
I was so excited. When I saw in Pace Morby's video, the introductory of the promotional video about, be a Gator lender and you can make money with zero money out of your pocket. I'm like, how does that work?
Oh man,
So, about just a few weeks into me learning the program, I'm still going through all the learning material that's provided once you join the mentorship.
right.
I got a message on Facebook from
Okay.
a fix and flipper, and they were looking for money for their fix and flip. They already had hard money, but they wanted to be in the deal zero money out of their pocket. And so they were looking for a gap loan, which would cover essentially their down payment, closing cost points, anything that the hard money lender wasn't covering.
Right.
So at first I thought, oh, they don't know who I am. Why are they asking me? A mindset issue, right? I had this
Right.
mindset issue is I don't know what I'm doing. Why are they reaching out to me?
Right.
And so I walked away from it for a little bit, and then something said to me, Laura, there's an opportunity here. What are you doing? Go back and ask questions. So
Right.
I asked some more questions, and I found out the the information, all the details about the deal. And well, they were asking for more money than I had at the
Right.
time. So I reached out to another Gator in the community,
Nice.
um, and I said, hey, I don't know what to do with this. I don't have enough money. Can you help me? And
Hmm.
sure enough, he did. He had connections to having the money
Right.
um, that was needed to bring this deal together. So
Mm.
I brought the fix and flipper together along with someone who had money, put them together,
Boom.
and zero money out of my pocket. I ended up making money out of thin air.
Oh wow.
So proof of concept,
Love it.
it can happen. So
Yeah. Okay.
that really, George, is motivation for me. If I can do it once, I can
Right.
absolutely do that again.
Multiple times. Love it. And just by like you're setting that example, like Pace Morby says, your network is your net worth.
Absolutely, absolutely. And had I not reached out and made that connection prior to receiving that message, from a fix and flipper looking for money,
Okay.
I would not have known what to do with that, and I would not have been able to make that deal happen. So,
No.
absolutely, your network is your net worth, and it's so important in this business, in this
Right.
industry, to get out and meet new people. And you and I are new friends. I have so many new friends. We go to local meetups all the time,
Right.
and it keeps things interesting, and it
Mhm.
keeps you motivated, keeps you on your toes, and it keeps you learning and keeps you meeting new people all the time. So I
Man.
definitely enjoy that part about this business.
God, man, sounds interesting, Laura. And before I get too far into that, the world of lending and all this good stuff, could you tell everybody about you? Well, a little bit before the foreclosure. Obviously, that's just a little trial and tribulation that happens to all of us in life. What is your background? What were you doing before you jumped into lending and being a landlord?
I have always been a 9 to 5 corporate employee sitting behind a computer.
Oh, okay.
And I did that for several years. Then I got married and we owned a restaurant together.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when the market crash, 08, 09, lost our
Mm-hmm.
business, lost our house. For various reasons, we
Right.
decided to end our marriage, and I moved from Florida to New Jersey.
Okay.
I moved up to New Jersey and found myself back in corporate America working 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's 9 to 5 is not always very fulfilling. And, you know, having to deal with the long commute, I'm commuting 3 hours round trip every day,
Wow.
5 days a week. And it really wears on you after a
Mm-hmm.
while. And just the idea of being in corporate America, where you're really not in charge of your time, you're not in charge of your day, you're really not even in charge of your net worth. You're only as valuable to them as they allow you to be, in
Right.
terms of, sure, you can do more work and earn a promotion, but your time is never yours.
Right.
And you can never exceed an earnings potential while you're working 9 to 5. You can only realize your true earning potential when you work for yourself, when you become an entrepreneur.
Very true. Very
So
true.
that's my lightning. That's my lightning rod. Why I do this is
Man,
because I know I'm worth more than what I'm earning at my 9 to 5, and I know that my 9 to 5 is not going to provide a comfortable retirement for me. So working this business is all the motivation I need.
man,
That's my why, is being able to retire
there you go.
comfortably, and having some flexibility in my time and how I spend my time and who I spend it with. Like, I'd rather spend more time with guys like you, George.
Oh, it's so kind, Miss Laura. Well, yeah. Well, speaking of that, where you came from, where you at now? Say 5 years from now, where do you see yourself, Miss Laura?
So, before I talk about my 5 years,
Uh
is right now, because I'm still fairly new in this business, I still have a huge learning curve because
huh.
I
Okay.
don't have a finance background. I don't have a mortgage industry background, or, I'm not a real estate agent, that none of
Mm-hmm.
that's in my background. So I have a huge learning curve. So my short term goals really are education based and learning about um, where to find deals, learning how to assess deals to find out whether it's a good deal or not a good deal, or, because at the end of the day, this is my money. I've worked hard for this money,
You
and it's
did.
up to me to pull the trigger or not pull the trigger. And I really don't want to put my money in a deal that is higher risk than what I'm comfortable with,
Right.
or really is necessary, because there are some really good deals out there.
True.
So my short-term goals really are more education based, because this is a marathon for me. This business is a marathon. It's not a sprint, and I don't need to be hasty about jumping in deals just for the sake of being in a deal.
Right.
This is a marathon, and I want my money to be safe. I want, this is, a business, and I want to be profitable at it. So I'm educating myself first, and then, building up capital so that I can lend on bigger deals and
Mm.
bigger deals. And then, within 5 years, I really want to be in more passive income deals. As my capital grows, I'll be able to enter into more passive income opportunities, and that's really where I want to be, is be in that passive income, like Robert Kiyosaki talks about. And
Mm-hmm.
that cash flow is king. It's not about
Right.
income. It's about not how much you make, but how much you keep. And in
Right.
passive income, the game is all about how much you keep. So in 5 years, I really want to be in a position where passive income is um, my core business model.
Man, Laura, I can see this being a book, and hopefully, I'm in a couple chapters when you do make this book, Miss Laura. When you make it big and everything comes out like you wanted it to, and it will. It's all about manifesting that, and me, like I said, me being part of that journey. I'd love to see you grow and get out of that 9 to 5. Be me being out, jumping. Like I tell people, don't be a knucklehead like me. Don't just jump out. kind of plan it ahead, and obviously it's more appreciative, and basically, like you said, it's what I'm learning on my end, Laura. It's what we call it, fast success creates ego, slow
Mhm.
success creates character.
Yes,
So,
yes.
but I love how you say, let me learn more, let me learn more, and like say you're networking, you're meeting these people, you're meeting bigger Gator lenders, and as you meet me, and it's all about, hey, Laura, I know this Gator lender, and start connecting and learning, and what they call Gator wrestling more, getting those small little
Wrestling.
checks, and but it's amounting up, and possibly doing deals together to where I'm not very I kind of know how we can work together, but could you explain, Mr. Laura, if I was like fresh new, I met you at that networking event and I'm an investor. I said,
Mhm,
Laura, how could we work together?
mhm.
What would you be answer?
Well, George, if you're wholesaling, which I believe is part of your business model, wholesaling
Yes.
is if you are able to get a single family home under contract, then
Mm,
to do that, you normally have to put down EMD or
true.
an escrow deposit, right? And that allows escrow, you to open escrow on that particular project.
Right.
So that money, if you didn't have that money, or if you didn't have enough money to really position yourself with the seller that you are a serious buyer, maybe you only had $1,000 and maybe the seller wouldn't take you very seriously. But if you were able to put $5,000 down, then
Mhm.
that seller would really take you more seriously, right?
Very true.
So,
Yeah.
George, if you only had $1,000, you could come to someone like me and say, "Hey, Laura, I really have this great opportunity. I don't quite have the money. Maybe my money is deployed elsewhere, or for whatever reason, you're just not able to put that $5,000 down."
Mhm.
You could come to me, and I would be happy to lend that money to you. So that's one way that I could help you. Another way to help you is I could help you find an end buyer, so
Nice.
that you can, sell that great wholesale deal that you just put under contract. Not only
Right.
that, but I could bring the money to the table for you to, we could help you with your escrow money, your EMD deposit, as well as what's called transactional lending, which is funding your A to B side. The seller
Okay.
is A, you're B as a wholesaler, and you fully close at the title company at that point. I would bring the funds for that, and then your buyer, the B to C, would come and they would close as well. And at the end of the day, they would walk away with the deal. So
Nice.
you would make money in the price that you negotiated with your seller, the spread between what you bought it for and what you sold it for. But I could come to you, I could help you out in the deal, and that I could bring the earnest money deposit, and I could also bring transactional funding to the closing table, so that the title company is comfortable that you're real and you're serious. It gives your seller confidence,
Mm,
and at the same time, it could help you bring a buyer to the table and get that deal done. And you know what? We all make money at the end of the day. That
yes,
sounds like a great relationship to me.
it does. Win win. That's all it's
It's a
about. Like, hey,
win-win,
win win.
absolutely, all day long.
Okay. Man, sounds interesting, Laura. I appreciate you breaking it down for, other people that may be getting into the real estate investing avenue and learning that, you sometimes it is possible to where you can make money without any putting in any of your money in.
Right,
And
right. And I just showed you a great example. That's
you
exactly how you
did.
can do real estate with no money out of your pocket.
Okay, okay. Well, man, Miss Laura, very entertaining. I've learned a lot this evening. And one more question. Me being the guy that I am, I'm kind of out there. How would I approach not necessarily someone like you that's already a Gator lender, but I may know like people that may be retired from the post office or other avenues of jobs, and they're on a pension. They have a buku loads of money
Mhm.
sitting in savings. How do I go about maybe not necessarily proving them that they can make money with me, but would it be possible if I can maybe connect you with them so you can kind of educate them and say, other than George being a good guy and that all right smile, real estate investing is another avenue where that money
Yeah.
maybe maybe help you make more money than what it's doing in the bank, or like you said, the stock market or something like that.
Yeah. That's a really great question, George, and I'm really glad that you asked that because you may, George, you may bring a deal to me, or someone in your circle may bring a deal that maybe I'm not able to raise all the funds myself, but you connect me with one of your post office buddies who maybe has a 401k or an IRA that's just sitting idle, or maybe they want to be able to make some more money, put that
Right.
money to work. I can work with them to bring the money to the table for you
Okay.
or for your deal.
Cool.
So we can partner together to bring in that money to the table. You win because you get your deal. I win because I will end up getting a little piece of um, that pie, and then your post office buddy will also profit as well. So it's a win-win-win situation, and
Win
those
win.
are very common relationships in this business. Is
Okay.
people who can connect. I could be a connector in that situation where you bring the deal to me and I bring money, and the three of us, we all get together and we get the deal done.
Excellent. I love that. I hope we can do that in the near future. And very entertaining. I love hearing your story, Miss Laura, and can't wait to make some money with you and be able to, like I say, have that win-win situation, sharing my knowledge and sharing your knowledge, and just I don't know.
Let's keep passing it along, because something I heard you say, George, and I really, really love you for this, is you need to work with people who are better than you, who know more than you, who know the same as you, and know less than you, because then you could teach them along the way. It's not all about taking, it's about learning and giving at the same time. So I
Love it.
appreciate you for that little
Ah,
that nugget that
the
sticks
nugget.
with me, George.
Love it. Love law of reciprocity. The more you give, the more comes back to you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely. It's all
Cool.
about sharing.
Well, Miss Laura, like I said, I appreciate you taking your time out and jumping out of your comfort zone and doing something like this. And you helped me get out of my comfort zone of doing this as well. And it was entertaining. I got to know you a little bit better. And like I said, look forward to knowing you a little bit more and crushing some deals together.
Let's
And
do this.
let's do it.
Let's crush it. You're a rock star, George. I
All right,
appreciate you.
so are you. So are you. Well, let me shut this off and I'll see you in the back in the studio per
All
se.
right, very good.
All
Thanks,
right.
George.
Thank you.